What up, YouTube? Today's video, I want to talk about being spiritual without knowing that you are spiritual. Now, I know somebody gonna say, "How the hell can you be spiritual without knowing that you're spiritual?" Easy. It's just like having a high favor on your life from the Most High without knowing you have a high favor on your life. You get what I'm saying? So, for example, right? Uh, Let me give you a couple examples, right? Say, for example, let's say when you're growing up, or let's just say before you even walk your spiritual journey, let's say, you know what I'm saying, you one of those people who you just you know what I'm saying, you just be yourself. You're not trying to be nobody else. You're not trying to look like nobody else. You're not trying to act like nobody else. You just be you. One, just for you being you, you're gonna get ridiculed for that. You're gonna be attacked. You're gonna be bashed. That's one way to know you're spiritual without being spiritual, because you just being yourself and motherfuckers attacking you. How can you hate somebody that's being themselves? Like, it don't make sense. Does it make sense? No, it doesn't. That's just like saying, oh yeah, that person is different. He being himself. Oh, I hate him. Like, how? Like, he just being himself. You should hate that guy. You shouldn't even hate, but you should dislike that guy if he's trying to be somebody else. That's a good reason to dislike somebody. Oh, he's trying to be like somebody else, so I really don't like that. But he being himself, so I don't like that. That shit don't even make sense. Okay. Now that's one way to know. Now let's say you being yourself, right? You getting attacked, you being bashed just for being yourself, right? That's one way to know you're spiritual without knowing you being spiritual. Let's say you're always attracted to supernatural things, right? Or quote unquote supernatural things. Let's say that you are attracted to magic. Let's say you are attracted to you know what I'm saying, you're attracted to information, you're attracted to knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may not be interested as you might not be that heavy interested in it as that you can be, but you just got like a, you know what I'm saying, you just got a thing for learning new things. That's another way to know that you're spiritual without knowing you're spiritual. You get what I'm saying? Let's say you are a loner. You are the type of person, like, you may have friends, but 9 out of 10 you like to be alone. You know what I'm saying? You like to just think to yourself. You like to just, you know what I'm saying, be by yourself. That's another way to know that you're spiritual without knowing that you're spiritual. You get what I'm saying? And the thing about this is, you're not gonna know you're spiritual, but you just gonna feel different. You just gonna be like, why the fuck is this stuff happening to me? Why am I seeing all these hints in cartoons? Why am I seeing all these hints in video games? Does anybody else see this? You know what I'm saying? Why am I being attacked? But everybody else is just, you know what I'm saying, being sheep and just fitting in. But I just so happen to stick out. Like, it's a million people. Like, for example, be like, it's 1,000 people in this mall, but out this mall, everybody looking at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, nobody know you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever seen you before, but everybody looking at you. You know what I'm saying? That's another way to know you spiritual without knowing you spiritual, because you're gonna have a light around you, but you're not aware of it yet. You get what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, when you're spiritual without knowing you spiritual, and even if you do know you spiritual, but if you spiritual without knowing you spiritual, you're gonna attract demons, you're gonna attract haters, you're gonna attract jealous people, you're gonna attract all these things to you. You're also gonna attract good people, you're gonna attract positive people, you're gonna attract ambitious people, but at the same time, it's 50-50 balance. Spirits have a 50-50 mutual respect for each other. So you being spiritual without knowing you being spiritual, or even if you do know you're spiritual, you're always gonna attract these energies towards you, just because that's just how it is. Now, the thing about it is, when you spiritual without knowing you spiritual is, people always gonna have some type of hate for you. People always gonna feel some type of way when they see your face. You know what I'm saying? Whether they even know you like that or not, they just like, it's something about this person I just don't like, or I just can't get about this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, what qualities do they got that's better than me? You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers just gonna try to pick on you for no reason. You get what I'm saying? These are ways to know that you're spiritual without knowing you're spiritual. But the thing about it is, you have to be aware of these things, okay? You have to be aware of these things to know that you are spiritual, because everybody is not spiritual. I can guarantee you that everybody is not spiritual. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people be spiritual without knowing they're spiritual. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to let you know the signs that you more than likely spiritual. You get what I'm saying? Without knowing it. You know what I'm saying? You have to find yourself. But the thing about it is, oh yeah, another way to know that you're spiritual without knowing you're spiritual is, you always look up towards the sky. Like, you always looking at the stars. You just heavily into cosmology. You heavily into astrology. That's another way to know you spiritual without knowing you spiritual. You get what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying? Like, you can know you spiritual, right? But I'm telling this for the people who don't know they spiritual, but they spiritual, if you get what I'm saying. Now, the thing about this is, like I said, you're going to attract demons. You're going to attract all this stuff to you. But the thing about this is, you have to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You have to find knowledge of self. You get what I'm saying? Once you find knowledge of self, then you know what I'm saying, you could continue to walk that spiritual path. Now, the thing about being spiritual without knowing you, being spiritual without knowing you being spiritual is you're gonna get a lot of hate from everybody, no matter who it is. And you may think you tripping and all that stuff, but you constantly being tested. That's another way to know if you spiritual without being spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. That's like people, you always gonna be tested. Like you always put in certain situations, you just think like, should I do this or should I do that? You get what I'm saying? And those are constant pop quizzes. That's what I call them. They are a test from the Most High to see if you're gonna be. Basically, it's like this, right? You're gonna be constantly tested to see if you can even make it to that spiritual journey. Because a lot of people be spiritual, but they don't know they're spiritual, and a lot of people fail the test, so they don't even get a chance to walk the spiritual path. As in, they don't even get a chance to get the veil unlifted from their eyes because they keep failing the Most High's test. But if you spiritual without knowing you spiritual, and you pass the Most High's test, and you know what I'm saying, be the bigger person and walk away from certain things, then the Most High will reveal to you, you know what I'm saying, the truth. You know what I'm saying? Then the Most High will, you know what I'm saying, let you walk that spiritual journey so then you can find knowledge of self. And another thing is once you find out who you are, people are going to hate you because you know who you are. How can you hate somebody because they got knowledge of self? That's just some evil, sick, demonic shit. You know what I'm saying? That don't, man, so wake the damn up, man. A lot of y'all out there spiritual don't even know y'all spiritual. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be aware. Awareness is one of the keys. You know what I'm saying? You have to know that you're being tested. You see what I'm saying? You're being tested every day, every second. It's called a pop quiz. And once again, wake the damn up.